Me and Dallas, or me and TJ used to be in the room talking about this shit. You feel me?
I smacked the dog shit out that little nigga.
I think the nigga laced, bro. I don't know.
He called me lacking. Why he didn't do nothing?
You don't want to fight me.
It's really sad that we even like this, bro. It's pathetic, bro.
Dynamic duo. When you think of one, you think of the other. They dreamed big together, grinded together, looked out for one another like brothers, or so it seemed. From fans to foes, where did it all go wrong? Let's analyze. Before there was a Teejayx6, the name Kasher Quon was ringing bells in Detroit. Teenage Quon was scamming and rapping about it as fast as he could get to his nearest Western Union, with gritty and uncut songs that represent Detroit and the time period they were made in. Shit talking, jug money, sheesh, with over 1.5 million views, underrated and fed up with 1.1 million views respectively. Flip side, a young TJ with diminishing hoop dream looking to learn new skills finds an opportunity with an online friend who knows a method using Instagram. This will launch his scam career. The aforementioned Quon would catch the attention of a young TJ. TJ would antagonize Quon, leading Quon to add TJ to his IG live for a friendly back and forth flashing money. Camaraderie would be formed, and with Quon already knowing 10K Kev, TJ's brother, who also raps, them linking up and recording songs would be a given. Quon claims the three in this time period would come up with TJ's name. They would eventually drop songs like Hit Western Union and Can't Keep Up. At this point, Quon's perfected his initial underground sound, Kev doing what he does best, and TJ picking up from the two with his own sauce sliding on beats. This time period would prove pivotal in all three of their careers, molding them for what's to come. After making songs with Kev, Kasher, and a few of his own, TJ would drop an album. This will hold a legendary song for his career. He would release the audio for Swipe Story, with it doing well, but not astronomical as it would soon in the future. With their flight to their Miami show delayed, they would decide to make productive use of their time and hit the studio. They would choose to rap in a back and forth style, escalating in intensity with each bar. This song will be known as Dynamic Duo, with iconic lyrics and some of my favorites. Quon will upload the video to his YouTube channel. Musically, Dynamic Duo will be the peak of their run together, both rapping hard bars with a dash of exaggeration, keeping faithful to their own individual styles. Something clicked for TJ. Breaking down the feedback from Swipe Story and analytics from Dynamic Duo, TJ with a vision and a plan decided to amplify the exaggerations and take it to the next level. Similarly to how Keith didn't invent drill, Pac-Man did, but Keith added his own sauce and took it to the next level. TJ would rap about scamming in detail, even going as far as showing the steps of the lyrics in the video. This would end up being Darkwell, the song that presented Teejayx6 to the world. In the midst of this, TJ would work on his next album, Under Pressure. He would get booked for a show out in LA, leading to his arrest by the US Marshals, live on stage. As soon as the world heard of this guy, he's already getting locked up for his antics. Quon and Kev will have a song ready titled Free Teejayx6, with Quon claiming the events of his newly released song, Swipe Story, was the cause. TJ will be released and drop Swipe Story's official music video, skyrocketing the song, all the while the event being nothing more than a stage promo orchestrated by the three. By December, with all this new hype, it was only right that they would team up again and make a sequel to Dynamic Duo. And just like any sequel, it has to top its predecessor. TJ and Quon will go over the top with even more exaggerated one-liners and a more playful video. It wouldn't top the original, but still do well respectfully. This song I feel Quon regrets the most. Unlike today's age of rappers getting robbed as promo, i.e. Von off 1700 and G Herbo, making one-off meme songs like Clown by Baby Tron. Quon came from an era where, as a rapper, your image in the streets is everything, and the streets is very judgmental. This image, which I'll explain in his own video, is why I feel Quon would eventually step back from making music. 2020, even in a worldwide pandemic, it would initially be more of the same for the two, making songs like Dynamic Trio as a feature, but it seems more like a 2.5. And if they were going to do a wordplay by adding in a third person for part 3, it only feels right for it to be 10K Kev. So I don't really understand that song. So I wouldn't really consider it part 3, but that's what it is. And Printer Machine. TJ even reaping some of the rewards of becoming a mainstream rapper, receiving features from major artists like NLE Chopper. After all the success, TJ finally got a chance to cash in, and the labels came with them dollar signs. A $1 million deal. Still in this day, life-changing money. At 19 years old, who will refuse? With his $1 million deal, cash advance straight to his bank account, HBO documentary in works, TJ was on top of the world. He had achieved everything a young up-and-coming rapper had wished for, but the people around him would say this was the breaking point. After many months of TJ no longer responding to messages, not looking out for his team, even leaving his own brother 10K Kev in the dust, he seemingly switched up. TJ's career would also take a turn and start to suffer seemingly from the same habits. Up until now, Kev has been pretty low-key in the story, but adding major contributions. I don't even think TJ would have rapped if it wasn't for his brother's influence. And bridge the gap between TJ and Quon, he's truly the third member, but knows how to sit back and play his role. Flipping to Quon, he would allege TJ would never fulfill promises that they made planning their come-up. TJ never broke bread, claiming TJ promised him when the money hit, he would slide him $50K off the strength of their bond. TJ would even confirm the fact that Quon was not getting paid for shows he appeared at with TJ. Frustrated, after TJ would take weeks to respond, flaky on promises, and feeling like he's begging his own friend, and for Kev, his own brother, to return the favor they once extended to him. Ultimately, Quon and Kev would choose to distance themselves, but keep in contact with each other. Quon would spill some of that frustration to the media, even creating a diss record. Up until now, we haven't talked much about TJ's perspective, but honestly, he didn't say much. TJ knows how to generate a buzz, and with hype dying down, he used this as an opportunity to do just that, hyping up a tell-all interview and a song along with it, aimed to clear the air and targeted at Quon and Kev. TJ would label Kev as a snake and a snitch, and wrong for picking Quon's side over his own brother. As for Quon, I'll let TJ explain himself.
The Kasher Quon, why you going on interviews? Said when I got my deal, I ain't give you no money, dude. Nigga, I'm the only reason you wear designer clothes and shoes. Okay, no, that's cap, but you know what I did for you. Nigga said he took 30,000 from me, what you lying for? Nigga, you been rapping 7 years, ain't get signed. Why you gonna do an interview and say cheese looking bitter? Nigga, you wouldn't even have a chain if it wasn't my manager signed to a distribution deal for only 20K. When I signed, I used to wake up and sell you 2,000 every day. I used to buy your lean, your clothes, and your place to stay. On an interview and talking about me, niggas really when I took you on my tour, niggas always used to complain. Talking about, man, why I ain't making no money today? Jury nigga, then you pay like 5,000 for that chain?
Kev would be the last to reply with a diss, claiming TJ switched up, brought Kev into this beef, and is an addict. With that, the ship officially sank. TJ achieved fame and success at a very young age. He had 6 years before his brain even fully developed. Once you have and others don't, you can feel as if giving is never enough, and everyone and their mama wants a cut. His mistake was not putting his people in position to win. People, whether you notice it or not, working with you, making suggestions on your career, putting aside time to help you in any way they can, maybe not always in a monetary form, or making investments in your future. That doesn't always mean they need a payout, but if you allowed them to before success and receive benefits in return, it would only come natural to return the favor. You don't necessarily have to give out money in return, but you give an opportunity that opens doors, and they won't need to ask. Kev at some point wasn't even in the picture anymore, and TJ admitted to two very key factors. One, wasn't getting paid in later shows, and he expressed this to TJ. Second, TJ's manager signed Quon to a very shitty deal. 20K is pennies on the dollar for everything the two had been through. The least he could have done was get Kev and Quon booked to his shows as undercards, so everyone eats. It would only make sense. Their sounds complement each other, and with the three of them would make an entire performance for scam rappers more of an event, versus one trying to be the only and top headliner. Staying a unit in the long run would have helped like the group RDC. Mark is clearly the head and would do well on his own, but with them united as a whole, they can make huge events like DreamCon a reality. As a whole, you have multiple people keeping the name RDC alive, instead of it riding on the back of one person, like a table with one leg. With multiple supports, the load is lessened with each added, with diminishing returns at some point, but by now, you should understand what I'm saying. For scam rap, these three would have done this, and all flourished. Quon should have never went public with the information, and spreading false rumors like him robbing TJ for 30K. Just wrong and a bit childish. Frustrated as is, maybe things could have been reconciled behind scenes with everyone's voice being heard, saying what needs to be said, keeping the media out of it. Because as we all know, Once the media is involved in private matters, fans tend to gaslight and hype up the beef. Simple disagreements become messy, and the path to reconciliation clouded. As for Kev, honestly, he got hit with strays. This isn't the story we all wanted to hear from these three, but with no real damage dealt besides hurt pride. Kev being TJ's brother and bridge between TJ and Quon, maybe we can see the trio reunited with better guidance, moving as a group, and for scam rap start a movement once again.